kill invasive green iguanas whenever possible. They are killing the ecosystem. They said Florida homeowners should kill them. I don't even really know what any of that means. I don't know. I don't even know what PJ Patterson was thinking.
Hey, what's going on? It's your friend, the Iguana Man. And real quick, guys, I just want to touch base on a subject that I've been seeing. A lot of people have been tagging me. And yes, guys, it is about the incident with the man and the iguana. And he's claiming stand your ground. Okay, as you guys know, iguanas are taking over the state of Florida. And yes, we have the stand the ground rules, where if something is giving you an immediate threat, you have the right to react back with lethal force. Just what I'm reading on the bulletins, what I've seen on YouTube and stuff like that. I'll roll a couple clips. I'll roll one right here.
A Florida man will not be able to use the stand your ground defense after killing an iguana. PJ Nilaja Patterson said he beat the iguana to death after it attacked him and hoped to use the stand your ground defense to get an animal cruelty charge dropped. He had to get 22 staples because of the bite, and his attorney said the iguana was the first to engage with physical violence. Prosecutors say surveillance video shows Patterson brutally attacked the iguana for half an hour, and the animal bit him in self-defense. Patterson faces up to 5 years in prison if convicted of animal cruelty. Jeff Petrulis for CBS Miami.com.
And as you guys seen, the man apparently, for some reason or another, had an interaction with an iguana, and he got bit, and he had to require to get about 20-something stitches on his hand. That's okay. So that's what happened. But here's why, the prosecutors are claiming that it's animal cruelty. Because apparently there's some surveillance footage of this man kicking the iguana up to 17 times and causing the animal to die in not a humane manner. And we know this incident happened in September. That is the breeding season for these iguanas. And that's when they're the most aggressive. So who knows what could have happened, guys. Maybe this iguana was claiming territory. Maybe this guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Decided to maybe take a picture with them, kind of interact with them. And the iguana probably acted out of aggression because he's territorial. And it's the breeding season. So he doesn't want anything being near him unless they're female iguanas, so he can breed, reproduce. During the breeding season, guys, they become super territorial, super aggressive. Their bodies are just pumping with adrenaline and testosterone and other hormones so they can be the biggest, baddest alpha and breed with as many females as possible. They don't like rivals, so if you're in their territory, there's a chance he could bow up, arch his back, flash his dewlap, and maybe even strike you and attack you guys. They're completely unpredictable around. So guys, as you guys know, I do pest control out here in South Florida. I specialize in iguanas, hence the name Iguana Man. But there is a thin line between humane pest control and animal cruelty. Now, when we're out in the field, guys, and we're trapping these iguanas, we got to check the traps every 24 hours. And if we're shooting them with air rifles, we got to make sure we hit them with the most humane shot as quick as possible to put that animal out of his misery. Iguanas are not protected species here in the state of Florida. They're actually invasive, but they are protected by anti-animal cruelty laws. That means if you're going to catch them, you have to do it in a humane manner. Now, this incident, guys, the stand your ground kind of deal, usually it's against man versus man. I've never heard it before, man versus animal, but this is what's going on.
Florida man is standing trial on a felony animal cruelty charge for beating an iguana to death because it bit him on the arm, after a judge rejected his stand your ground defense. PJ Nilaja Patterson, 43, said the iguana attacked him, biting him on the arm, and had used deadly force in retaliation. Palm Beach County Circuit Judge Jeffrey Dana Gillen recently denied the unusual defense in a ruling, the South Florida Sun-Sentinel reported. Patterson's public defender, Frank Vasconcelos, wrote the iguana was the aggressor when it leaned forward with its mouth wide open and showing its sharp teeth, in a threatening manner, before attacking Patterson. In retaliation, Patterson kicked the iguana as far as he could, according to Vasconcelos. Patterson believed that the iguana could have injected poison in him, and thus he rushed to incapacitate the iguana the best way he could in order to preserve its antidote, the public defender wrote. Iguanas are not poisonous creatures and typically run when humans approach, the Associated Press reported. Additionally, though iguanas produce venom, the venom is harmless to humans. For more reporting from the Associated Press, see below. The stand your ground law allows a person who is under attack and reasonably fears death or great bodily harm to use deadly force, even if they could retreat to safety. It has been used in several high-profile cases since it was adopted 16 years ago, but this might be the first time the recipient of deadly force was an animal. Prosecutors say Patterson savagely beat, tormented, tortured, and killed the 3-foot, 1-meter iguana in a half-hour attack caught on surveillance video. Prosecutor Alexandra Dorman said that, at no time was the iguana posing any real threat to Patterson last September, and he was not justified in his actions when he kicked this defenseless animal at least 17 times, causing its death. Animal control officials said Patterson tormented the animal, which is why it bit him on the arm, causing a wound that required 22 staples to close. Under state law, people are allowed to kill iguanas, an invasive species, in a quick and humane manner. A necropsy, though, showed the iguana had a lacerated liver, broken pelvis and internal bleeding, which were painful and terrifying injuries, prosecutors contend. Any force used by Patterson in order to further avoid great bodily harm or even death was reasonably justified, Vasconcelos wrote. Judge Gillen rejected that argument. Patterson could get up to 5 years in prison if convicted.
Like I said, there's a thin line between humane pest control and then animal cruelty. Now, there's 3 sides to the story. His side, the prosecutor's side, and of course the truth. I don't know, guys. This is all speculation. I wasn't there. But I will say one thing, though. If in fact they do have footage of him repeatedly kicking that iguana to cause its death when that iguana is not in any way, shape, or form harming him or giving him an immediate threat, I'm going to have to go with animal cruelty, guys. If the iguana is minding its business after he got bit for whatever reason, and he's just over there kicking it because he's frustrated, he got bit, and he's bleeding, sorry to say, if they got that on footage, he might be guilty. But like I said, I wasn't there. This is all speculation. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it's a legitimate stand your ground case, or do you think it's straight up animal cruelty? Drop your comments and let me know. Now, there's another reason why apparently this guy, had to kill the iguana no matter what. What he's saying, guys, is when he got bit, he believed the iguana was venomous, okay? He believed he got bit, the iguana's venomous, and there's a lot of people that don't know a lot of things about iguanas, guys. So it's not out of this world for him to think that, because, Komodo dragons, you get bit, it can kill you. They got a bunch of bacteria in their saliva that will literally rot your flesh off in a matter of days. So his thing was, he believed the animal was venomous, poisonous, or whatever, or toxic. So he wanted to kill it no matter what, so he can bring it so they can make antidote for it. So that's another one of the reasons, or, why he had to kill it no matter what. But still, guys, like I said, the proof, I think, is going to be in the surveillance footage. If this guy's over here just killing it and just kicking it like a football, and he's acting all crazy and stuff like that, I don't know, guys. Maybe he's got a couple screws loose. Maybe he just lost it when he got bit. Or if he's really like, oh my God, I got bit, I don't know what to do. Oh, I need to bring this thing and let me just start. I need to bring it, I'm going to die. Then he might have a legitimate reason for doing what he did. But like I said, guys, the proof is going to be in the surveillance footage. Drop some comments. Let me know what you think. We're going to roll some more of the footage. Let me know in the comments, guys.
I don't know why y'all keep letting him get y'all like this.
Me? It's my fault? Donkey of the day for Friday, June 4th goes to Palm Beach County Circuit Judge Jeffrey Dana Gillen. Now, who is Judge Jeffrey Gillen? He's a Florida man. That's all you need to know. And you also need to know that in Florida, they clearly care about iguanas more than they care about humans, especially humans of a darker hue. Once I tell you this story, the dots should connect for you. Now, Judge Jeffrey Gillen ruled against P.J. Nilaja Patterson. See, P.J. Nilaja Patterson is facing 5 years in prison because he stood his ground. We all know the stand your ground law. the controversy that surrounds the stand your ground law, most notably in the case of that devil George Zimmerman versus the late young King Trayvon Martin. R.I.P. to Trayvon Martin, sending healing energy to his family always. If you don't know what the stand your ground law is, the stand your ground law allows a person who is under attack and reasonably fears death or great bodily harm to use deadly force, even if they can retreat to safety. Well, PJ Nilaja Patterson was under attack. He feared for his life, so he stood his ground. But for whatever reason, Judge Jeffrey Gillen didn't see it that way. Let's go to CBS Miami for the report, please.
Florida man will not be able to use the stand your ground defense after killing an iguana. PJ Nilaja Patterson said he beat the iguana to death after it attacked him and hoped to use the stand your ground defense to get an animal cruelty charge dropped. He had to get 22 staples because of the bite, and his attorney said the iguana was the first to engage with physical violence. Prosecutors say surveillance video shows Patterson brutally attacked the iguana for half an hour, and the animal bit him in self-defense. Patterson faces up to 5 years in prison if convicted of animal cruelty.
Look, man, either A, we needed this judge during the Zimmerman versus Trayvon Martin case, because if he was the judge, Zimmerman clearly would have been under the jail. Or B, in Florida, they care about green reptilian lives over black human ones, because there's absolutely no reason for PJ Nilaja Patterson to be facing 5 years in prison for standing his ground against an iguana. Now, iguanas are pretty harmless as far as I know, but when you see one that is 3 feet long, like this one was, you could see how a person could be startled and feel like he was under attack. Now, according to Patterson's lawyer, Patterson rescued the iguana from the middle of the road, and the iguana bit Patterson and gave him 22 stitches. Violence! But there's always 3 sides to a story, and in this case, prosecutors painted Patterson as the aggressor because they have surveillance footage that shows a 32-minute attack during which Patterson savagely beat, their words, not mine, savagely beat, tormented, tortured, and killed the iguana. I didn't hear none of those words used to describe what George Zimmerman did to Trayvon Martin. Like, my God. A damn iguana gets more sympathy and compassion from the justice system than a young black man. What makes this whole situation so Florida is in 2019, and don't ask me how I remember this article, but I do. I even looked it up again to refresh my memory. In 2019, according to NBC News, Florida homeowners were urged, I repeat, Florida homeowners were urged to kill invasive green iguanas whenever possible. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission said that iguanas cause damage to vegetation and infrastructure and can also spread salmonella. So since they are killing the ecosystem, they said Florida homeowners should kill them. Now, there was a caveat. Okay, the caveat was that iguanas are not protected in Florida except by anti-cruelty laws. I guess they thought PJ Patterson was being overly cruel. I don't know. All I know is that in Florida, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, homeowners do not need a permit to kill iguanas on their own property. I don't even really know what any of that means. But I know in Florida you can't send mixed messages. You have to speak very clearly to a Floridian because you already know they don't see the world like you and I do. And in this case, you sent mad mixed messages. If I'm Patterson and I see Florida let mad people off because of staying your ground, and those people have killed actual humans, actual living, breathing, walking, talking, fully formed humans with social security numbers and birthdays, if I've seen the stand your ground law get people off for actually killing people, of course I would expect that defense to work on an iguana, a creature this state couldn't possibly care about, more than humans, right? Could they? Not the creatures that just 2 years ago you was telling residents of Florida that it's okay to kill. I don't know. I don't even know what PJ Patterson was thinking. But if he was using any kind of logic in this situation, that's exactly why he's in this situation, because logic simply doesn't matter in Florida. Please give Judge Jeffrey Dana Gillen the sweet sound of the Hamilton.
Now, who knows what was going on through his mind, if he was on something, if he was sober, if he was drunk. You don't know, guys. You don't know. You weren't there. So we can't really judge him. We're not judges, but what is certainly clear is we need to get the facts. The facts will always set you free, or the truth will always set you free. So whatever is on that surveillance footage is going to be crucial to this case, okay? It's going to bust it wide open, make it black and white what actually happened, okay? But without that compelling evidence, guys, there's no real way to tell what happened. His side of the story is this way. Prosecutor is saying this way. They even did an autopsy on the iguana and discovered it had several broken bones, messed up spleen, messed up this, messed up that. So obviously, the iguana got taught a fat lesson. He got, well, first the iguana taught him a fat lesson, then he taught the iguana a super fat one. But, you know, like I said, if you're going to teach iguanas fat lessons, always be humane. If you're going to set traps, check them every 24 hours. If you're going to use an air rifle to hunt iguanas, make sure you have permission, make sure it's a safe shot, and make sure you're going for a humane kill. No little, you know, rider, BB guns, little pump, 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 boom. Make sure you got something sufficient that can do the job, guys, or it will be counted as animal cruelty, and you could be facing similar consequences. Well, that's all I have for you guys tonight or today or wherever you're at. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think this guy has a legitimate stand your ground case, or do you think it was straight up animal cruelty? And what would you have done in that situation if you seen a giant aggressive iguana, it bit you? What would you have done? I want to know in the comments down below. It's the Iguana Man signing out, guys. It's late. We got some more iguana removal, so make sure you hit the red subscribe if you're new. Give the video a like, and we will see you on the next video.